contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell.
But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because it was forming this pool of dark blackness in my soul.
Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
Welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast. Yes, it is I, Josh Rivera, introducing you. I am joined here with the Howard Farewell. Speak, sir. Speak.
Oh no, I'm letting you take the reins for once. Go ahead. You keep going. You keep going.
Follow us on Twitter at the WHPC, World Heavyweight Podcast.podbean.com, available on iTunes, Google Play, etc., etc. I know exactly what you're thinking. Hurricane Josh didn't make the flight. Nah, he wussed out. He didn't go. Nah, I sure did. Flew down to Tampa and then
promptly left.
Promptly drove to Georgia that night. It was hell. 21 hours in a car.
It's great to be back,
dude.
America.
21 hours.
That's crazy, dude.
It was nuts. It was a lot of people freaking out. I saw gas trucks, I saw track trailers full of gasoline pulling the gas stations that is full of people waiting for gas.
Jesus.
And those trucks came in under police escort in case of a riot. It was really tight, but fortunately everything was all right.
My blood is chrome.
It was not quite Mad Max levels yet, but
well, somebody hasn't driven the FDR on the weekends.
Well, Miami looks could be Mad Max level at this point.
Yeah, that's
they got quite battered.
That's I'm glad I'm not there. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish there was. I don't know which the good places to give the money to anymore. Because is it Red Cross, or I heard that there was some nonsense with them?
Or
is there better organizations?
I believe it's still Red Cross, but yeah, there's always plenty of good organizations, and you just gotta just read the fine print. How much is your overhead? Oh, none? Yeah, sure,
you get the money. Oh, it's going right to people. Yeah. Well, you get that.
You gotta look for those. Oh, how was your weekend?
No, I mean, you wanted you're over here.
Mine was in the danger zone. How about you?
Before we started, he's giving me this whole let's just quit stalling.
Yes.
He's yelling at me, so I'm like, no, you fucking take the show.
You're trying to dig up production for the Mae Young Classic.
Because
great finally.
Kyrie Sane's music is what I wanted to be playing right now because it's wonderful, and I want to go on a goddamn adventure. And
but when you go through 3 or 4 videos, and then it's just like Kyrie Sane, and there's this guy who goes, yay!
Like, damn it, you're ruining us. As much as I appreciate us all having the fun,
I understand the reaction.
Yeah, get out of here, sir. You're ruining the quality of this audio.
They have Lars Sullivan's music on YouTube.
Yeah, but they don't have
almost nobody on the Mae Young
anyone
Classic.
from it's not like you haven't had this in the can for a little while.
Right? It's only been on your hard drives for 2 months now.
Right.
At least.
Especially going into the finals, you want all the little boys and girls and some of the adult ones to be playing that song.
Some of the adult ones.
Playing that song.
Yes.
But outside of wrestling news, we have football was through its first weekend, man. Mm-hmm. This is the other production I was trying to get. I was trying to get some of this in the background.
So tired of hearing.
Because we have a fucking fantasy football league that we got to talk about now. Mm-hmm. 8 of us. I'm manning the podcast team. Pickle Rick! I'm already 0-1. It's not looking good. We had the draft right after everything last week. 8 teams went in. one team will come out, and the gentleman right next door to us, in that other room right there, kind of cleaned house first week. He is incredibly happy with his team. He put up the second highest point total. That's Captain Fatbelly, 121 points and a spanking. A spanking. 121 to 79 over Aurora, who supposedly via whatever Yahoo decides to say. I'm not listening to Yahoo anymore, by the way, because they have these little. They do like match recaps and draft recaps and stuff like that. Supposedly ranked that team to win. Spanked first game. Just absolutely destroyed.
Anytime the math really gets spotlighted, it never turns out.
Oh, no, not
never
at
turns
all.
out that way.
I made a terrible decision. Oh, not in this league, so I don't really have much to be upset about. My team just didn't show up. Drew Brees projected to get me 21 points.
Nope.
Nah.
Not really.
How about no? My running backs, like the one guy I've had, Le'Veon Bell, who has pretty much almost won me a title 2 years in a row in a league. It just, I guess they didn't give him the ball or something. I have no idea. I wasn't yelling at my phone for most of this weekend because like I said last week, grossly unprepared. I did make one mistake on my other league, though. I left a guy that scored 45 points on the bench. Yeah, I probably could have won that game.
Not the right call.
I actually have to give one to other Josh because he constantly shit talks, even though he loses all the fucking time. Like he's the guy he shit talks like second most in all of the leagues I've ever played in. But I'm like, you're barely ever out of the first round.
You're still waiting for him to put up the points.
I'm like, but it's one of those things. Like, I've won a title in this league, first time out.
Who are you?
Where were you? I've beaten you in the playoffs a lot.
Yeah.
But he did hand me a sound beating this week. 116 to 89. It did not look good.
So he's going to gloat, of course.
Oh, yeah, he should. As well he should. But we're playing each other 2 more times this year. That is not going away anytime soon.
Wait for the rematch.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be 2 more, and I hope I'm going to spank the shit out of him. I also, to those folks that are in the league, I am always open for a little tinker trade. If you give me something good, I'll work something out. I traded last year huge, and that one trade gave me like 1,000 extra points for the rest of the year. Let me go to the rest of the matchups that we had for you guys. Captain Fatbelly, probably the second biggest win total for the week. As far as just gap-wise, 121 to 79. The house comes away 1-0 versus Asuka About Me. Asuka About Me. That's Seda and Kara's team. They lost 117 to 95. Any giant points left on the bench? Ooh, Derek Carr sat him down. Russell Wilson, 8 points. Jesus Christ. That's got to hurt. Quarterback, when a quarterback puts up 8, it's not really a good week for you. And that's my problem with Russell Wilson, why I never pick him, is because that team is really good, but there can be weeks that Russell Wilson is just doing 0 for you. It's 8 points. What?
He's showing up, but he's not really
well,
there.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, the Seahawks will sometimes win games and score 9 points. What are you doing? Get out of here. You're ruining my league. And Nerds for Braun, largest point total.
Can't even talk.
No, I can't. Largest point total of the week, 129. Going over the new face of America with only 84. Yeah, that's a rough. These scores are probably going to be like this all season. If you're not putting up 120, I'm letting you guys know now, you got to put up 120 points to comfortably win in this league. It's going to be like this all season. If you're not putting up 120, somebody's going to beat you. I put up 140 last year and almost lost. Bananas, dude. It's absolutely disgusting sometimes. Tommy Brady screwed me. I only got no points from him.
That was last year. Wasn't that the season that had someone had at one point 100 and
a lot. It was and lost.
Some
lost.
Crazy number and still lost.
Yeah, because somebody else put up 190.
insane.
Somebody in the league, in one of my leagues last year put up almost 200. It's if you get that right combination of people, there's still talent out there, folks. You got to be I'll tell you what. I have a money league that isn't going to be as competitive as this fantasy league right now. I can tell you guys that right now. My other league that we're paying money into, it's friends, but they are not as good. You guys know what you're doing. Like, there are people that are like, nah, I got this. You're going down, son. Blood is
on you.
Blood is going to be drawn. Somebody's going to get headbutted into the face like a 70-year-old man this week.
Feelings are being hurt.
I think so. It very well may be the case. I just wanted to give you guys an update there on that one. So, Mr. That's the only thing I really wanted to get through today. I'll leave the rest on Mr. Quit fucking stalling here.
Going right back for it. Huh?
Oh, no, I'm going for it.
Wait,
my production is done. My production is...
Fine, you know what? Let's talk about something football related and wrestling related.
Okay.
So Up, Down, Downs Madden tournament had a rematch over the weekend.
How was that? Was that fun? I didn't watch it.
It's awesome.
We're going super nerd.
I recommend checking it out. Just if you don't
this
remember.
Is Josh's control of the show now. I'm going to let him take this on. So if you hate this episode, you know exactly who to bitch to.
Yes.
And you yell at Josh this week, not this guy.
Yeah. If you like this episode.
Also, one quick thing before I finally give it to Joshua. Next week we have Lola Bradbury coming in again for Stone Cold Locks because I guess we can't get Jermaine in anymore. I tried hitting him up. He hasn't gotten back to me.
He is occupied.
In his defense, I haven't hit him up in like a week or so.
Well, it's kind of your fault then.
Yes, anyway. I know. So
So if you're not familiar with the up, down, and Madden tournaments, Seth Rollins has now won 3 straight years in a row.
Undefeated.
And with his last win over very, very salty AJ Styles.
Oh, yeah. Controversial, you could say.
Very controversial. No, I'm not going to say the game was the win was controversial. I'm going to say AJ just got frustrated and just I can't take it anymore.
He got tilted. It was not.
He got super salty. It
was funny, though.
He issued a challenge for a rematch for a future date, but on an Xbox One.
Just to make sure it was.
Just to make sure, yeah. So the champ Seth Rollins he says, yeah, sure, any time. So they had their rematch. They upload on YouTube over the weekend, and it was not only was it on Xbox One, it was the new Madden 18.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Brand new game that neither of them played, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. I'll give him credit there. I mean, I'm not going to buy it because it's just one of those games. It comes out every year, and I'm not doing that.
It just comes down to it's another sports game, one way or another. Unless EA.
If they did something where they would have, and they're never going to do it because there's already a built-in audience that's just going to buy it every year because there's going to be just tweaks and improvements. I wish they would just do like a one big patch sort of thing, but this is never going to happen. There's too much money on the line.
Yeah, right.
I'm thoroughly enjoying, speaking of games, Destiny 2, though. Like, I'm wrapped up into it. I'm like, yep, I'm all in now.
I'm locked in.
I'm trying to. I'm like up to like 2. I'm almost at 240 now on my power level.
They still call it light? Your light
nah,
level?
it's called power now.
It's called power now.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same concept though.
Couple tweaks here.
You got up to 20 level max, but you saw it. Like the game just looks so much
better.
And all the deficiencies that I felt that it had. Even though I did play the shit out of it for quite a bit of time, like there's a lot more stuff to do. There's the reason for doing it makes way more sense. It's just I enjoy it, but I love weird sci-fi games and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Looks cool. I mean, I'll wait for see if it goes on sale or price drop, and check it out again because it's it's just a game. I got a franchise I got to revisit again.
Yeah, I'm not spending $100 for that fucking whole thing.
Do you know any details about DLC coming out for it? Maybe.
Yeah, eventually they're doing like one thing that I do like is what they're doing with that is that they're releasing slowly over a little bit. Where like instead of having like full access to everything in the raid and all that stuff, open right at gate open, they went a week. made sure that everybody kind of was able to get through some things and like complete the story missions and stuff like that, which are really cool, fully realized CGI things and stuff. So it's very cool.
Not a very long campaign, I imagine.
Not huge,
No.
not huge, but very much more well done. And a bunch of stuff is still needed to be done post any of those things too. Well, where was I going? But then, like this week on Tuesday, they did an update. They did a little hot fixes and stuff like that to some of glaring glitches and things that may have been out there. And then they released the raid. So now the raid is out there for people to get. And then next week they're putting out a couple of more things. And then the week after that, they're kind of putting like the end of the first full month rollout stuff. So there'll be even stuff to do, like they'll have factions and stuff by then. So it's pretty cool. So. But we should probably back to wrestling.
Fair enough. Yeah, so, like I was saying, watch that rematch. That rematch. Is very entertaining. Wrestling, big weekend we had. I was talking about the Storm earlier. I completely forgot it was on until I caught it last second. I was able to watch a little bit of Wrestle Circus' show over the weekend.
Okay, how was
Texas
that?
versus the World. I only caught the last two. It was really the last two matches are pretty cool.
Twitch.tv/Wrestle Circus.
Yeah, exactly. They have shows coming out every month now for free on Twitch.
Cool.
Check it out. Funny thing is, their commentator, not even in the building. He turns out he was stuck in Orlando.
Oh, no.
He was actually watching the broadcast on his laptop and just talking right through the headset for it. It worked pretty well. As some of you may know, some of Florida lost power, but there's still many parts that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty cool that they were able to pull that off. Again, I think this show was all donations, and pretty much most of the money they made.
Yeah,
went to that
everything was
shelter.
going to the victims of the Texas area stuff, I believe.
Oh yeah, the Harvey. Yes,
Right.
the Harvey disaster, and I think their regular goes. But that's not the biggest. I feel like news of the weekend.
Which the biggest news
or
of the
week
weekend?
or the week.
There's a lot of fairly big happenings this week.
A lot of big happenings.
New
this
Japan
week.
had a show.
Yes.
I know that.
Yes, Destruction and Fukushima.
Mm-hmm.
It was the main event being the another Never Lumber. It seems like the thing now.
We don't want to talk about the.
Right after I'm done talking about Fukushima,
All
before
right,
you just say, "Oh, we're doing ladies now."
All right.
Jesus Christ.
I was just asking.
Just keep grabbing the steering wheel.
I'm not grabbing the steering wheel.
Grabbing
I'm
the
just
steering wheel.
asking.
Yeah.
And the folks at home may want to
Absolutely
know.
will. Absolutely
I mean,
will.
I feel like that's pretty big
Absolutely.
news too.
Let's talk about Japan
I feel like-
first and talk about one of WWE's
got it.
biggest signings.
You got it.
Awesome. So the main event, apparently this feels like the going gimmick now. Never open matches or lumberjack matches.
Really? That's happened a bunch?
I swear that's that's what they did the last time they had that.
I know
held that
Godo
match.
had one, right?
Yeah. I believe.
I
he had the
only
first
remember
one.
one.
This is the second one, but it wasn't a rematch with Goto. It was with almost forgot.
Michael Elgin?
Michael Elgin, that's right. I even had the results in front of me. For a second, I blanked. It's a card. I have no idea what they're doing. The card for this show is actually 3 cards. Oh my God, phone! Come on.
You had 3 title matches. You had Michael Elgin versus Suzuki for the Never Open Weight was the big one. You had the 6-way, or excuse me, not 6-way.
6-man.
The 6-man tag team match, so 3 teams for the heavy titles.
Yes.
And then there was the junior title, I believe, correct?
No, junior title is this weekend, this
Okay.
coming weekend. Yeah, so we had those 3 title matches. The a 3-way tag match in New Japan, not a single tag. I literally saw no tags. It was all they decided was whoever started the match, and if you're in the ring, you're pretty much legal.
Fair enough.
So it was mayhem.
Nice.
Awesome match. I'm looking forward to the next 2.
It's going to be the same 3 teams every time?
I'm looking at this. It's the same 3 guys. It's the same 3 teams.
That's pretty cool.
Every single time.
I kind of like that.
So far, War Machine held on to their titles the first night. We'll see.
Well,
because
because that's the thing, too, is you can have a team go in and understand that they don't necessarily have to win the first one.
No.
They can just like fuck up Hansen's knee or something, and then
or in this
lose.
Or in this case, it's the Gorillas and the Killer Elite Squad pretty much taking each other out.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, or you can even in there if they want to tell stories and stuff like that, have somebody just have an injury from one to the next to the third, and by the time you get to the third, that other team is just so worn down that the other team just scoops up a W.
Yes, definitely feels like a good opportunity for that. Speaking of injuries, I had a little tag match, and with it was a Wilson Goldman Nobles and Chaos. It was four guys. It was Takahashi and Naito versus Ishii and Will Ospreay. But by the way, if you haven't been following Twitter, Will Ospreay apparently is a cat.
The ongoing saga of Will Ospreay as a cat is one of the weirdest things I've seen on Twitter in probably the past few months. But apparently Hiromu Takahashi just decided to say that Will Ospreay is a cat.
You're doing cat things, Will. What are you talking about?
And that he's just not letting it go.
No.
It's like, hello, you are a cat.
That's not even the best part. The best part is Will's buying in, and when he came out, he drew whiskers on his face and just cleaned his ears a second. Welcome to Japan, guys.
Wrestling!
Do whatever you want. Here, this is the finish. Do whatever you want to get to that finish. Okay.
It's just so ridiculous sometimes.
I don't.
To grown men.
That and Naito still has both of his knees wrapped, but in this match, the story was Ishii's knee had a big target bullseye on it, and everyone it was about 12 minutes of everyone just slamming into Ishii's knee, and it ends with Naito. He puts the briefcase right in the middle of the ring. Stands right in front of it and demands Ishii shake his hand. I guess it's a challenge for that briefcase. And he didn't want none. He's just like, no, get the hell out of here.
This isn't mine. You get to go, sir.
Oh, but
I won the G1, not you.
I think the favorite match that night had to have been really the six-man never tag team match. And that is because, holy crap, Chaos got kind of dusted. They got kind of smashed.
Really?
Yeah. When check out this team. It's Okada, Rocky, and Yano.
What?
Got pretty much pummeled by Bushi, Evil, and Sonata.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, because all right.
You can see the exact turning point. It was when Sonata puts wraps Yano in the Paradise Lock, but not on his knees. He actually wraps him in the ropes. So he's stuck in the ropes. Took him apart.
No.
Just Evil just comes in, annihilates Okada with that slam, and then they just beat the crap out of Gato, why don't you come in here and get your boys? But you just beat the crap out of him too. Put him in a Paradise Lock, just walk away.
Oh no!
It was quite a beating.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's more on. I'm not sure who's the top team right now. Is it LIJ after they just stomped the champ, or
that's the thing. I you were saying before, and I was thinking about it as we were driving in. Is with there's no one dominant faction right now in New Japan. It feels like because the titles. If you want to just look at it from a title perspective, a lot of the titles are spread out.
Yeah,
there's no one.
This is like it feels like this is the most spread it's ever been for several years.
Things are pretty good in New Japan right now. There's a lot of things happening from when you can take a look. So I don't want to spend too much more time on New Japan because there's not as many out there that watch it as much as we do. So and I didn't even watch it too much either. So I don't really have a whole lot to say on the matter.
Well, this show is 3 nights this month. Check it out anytime, man. NewJapanWorld.com. Anyway.
Now shall we do it?
Yes, we shall.
Ladies.
That couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah. That
It
Mae Young
could
Classic
not
Finals
have been
wonderful.
Any better.
Beautiful.
First off, a great SmackDown again. And a 70-year-old... Well, from right after that, and it's like, oh, we got to flip to the network right now because I don't want to miss a second of this. And it was perfect. That was as good of a finals match as you were going to get. And I really want to play that music right now, and I can't. Like, it's in my head. Imagine it in your head, folks. We're going on an adventure!
With a pirate princess!
Why aren't there more pirates in wrestling? There's a serious deficiency here.
I could tell you many reasons why.
What?
It's been tried and it's been nope.
Well, it's never been done well.
Never going exactly. Finally, first time it has. Kairi Sane is a big freaking deal.
She certainly is now.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that D gave somebody a trophy that they can actually pick up.
Yeah, this thing is bigger than her.
And nobody could have picked that up. Like, it was a monolith more than anything. It's like, what is this? Am I supposed to?
Oh, sign here, please.
Like, yeah.
What's that? No, this.
Oh, here's your money.
Here it's the shipping order, so we can drop this thing off in a pallet in your driveway because we're not.
You need a forklift.
Exactly.
Great fucking match. You got a bunch of people in that building who very much had no idea who either of these two women were.
Nope.
Which was another thing too. They took an entire building of people who some kind of knew what was going on with the Mae Young Classic, but there was you can tell.
Yeah, they knew they were going to see 205 Live right after this. There's like, let's see what it is.
They were probably, I'm assuming they were pushing, hey, don't stick around after SmackDown. This finals match is going to be crazy.
It's a big deal.
So you know people that were, even like if the non-hardcore fans that are like, hey, I keep hearing about this Mae Young thing. We're going to that show. We should probably check out at least the one match that they're going to have.
Right?
It's only going to be an extra half an hour, and we'll still get home before 11 o'clock. Or it's early in that time zone, too. So they got it like 3 hours earlier. So
it was only plenty of time for dinner, right?
It was only like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they got treated to a fantastic fucking match.
Barn burner.
Like, as soon as she elbowed, Kairi just elbows her ribs to break out of the sleeper hold thing. I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
Oh,
they're doing it right. We're doing it right. And then people's finally getting to see that ridiculous elbow on a giant stage like that it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful fucking match, and that's why we love pro wrestling. That match right there is exactly why I love pro wrestling.
Everyone came out a winner.
Yeah,
that was probably one of the best matches I ever seen Shane in.
Yeah,
best one I'm pretty sure I've ever seen.
She's had some good ones, but
she had some good ones. I think that was the best one.
Yeah, this is we're gonna remember that match for a long time. It's gonna be constantly brought up from here on out.
And then
it's just going to.
I think it was about an hour or two after they announced she earned herself a shot at the NXT Championship come NXT Takeover Houston, I believe it is. Yeah, for Survivor Series weekend.
Yep. What are they going to be doing in NXT? Are they doing like a mini NXT tournament to get the other two, or
no?
Because it's going to be a triple threat, right?
Idea yet?
I heard triple threat
for what?
The NXT women.
No idea.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Either way.
If that's in the dirt sheets for coming television taping, no, I don't know.
I thought I saw that in the article that you sent me.
No, the one I sent you did not say that.
Oh, okay.
No.
So, great. The other question was, who stays after this tournament?
Well,
we already know a fair amount of ladies that are already staying. Like Abby Lath was contracted already. Sarah Logan was contracted already.
Lacey Evans is already
Lacey Evans is there. The mystery ones would be like your Toni Storm, Piper Niven, Dakota Kai is still there.
Mercedes Martinez,
Shayna. I think Shayna's pretty much signed at this point, right? Like, we're assuming that.
No idea.
That's a lady who
we saw her before she started wrestling just over a year ago. She's only been wrestling just over a year.
You could make the argument that you could just put her on the main roster, but I think you run a serious risk.
Oh yeah,
with that because of how little she's had in the WWE ring, just wrestling ring, like in that area. So I feel like I would just like to see her in NXT first before that. because you just don't want to see her fly too close to the sun and get burned.
We've seen it.
We've seen it. I seen it.
I sees it. Burning it. You don't want to see anybody else burn in the light.
Yeah, and then when you have ladies like Charlotte and Becky sitting on the back burner right now, you also got to go, well, why am I going to bring another superstar or somebody that I want to be a superstar in that level? Why am I going to bring them up right now if those two major stars are just kind of hanging out right now? There's no real room, especially on at least the SmackDown. I don't know what they're doing to the non-Hulu side of things on Raw, but Asuka's coming up there, and I'm telling you what, no one's ready.
Yeah, she's that vignette on Raw,
fucking
awesome. It was like
spooky as shit.
It level creepy, which that alone made news, smashing Deadpool's record.
Cool.
For a Thursday night opening. Check that shit out.
I want her to just make it almost like Sting. But you know what I mean?
It does have a similar mystique to it.
Right. It's like, oh, something's coming and we should all be terrified because she's going to whoop everybody's ass.
Everybody.
Everybody.
It is not good to be Alexa Bliss right now.
Nope.
So, come on, Nia. Like we're best friends, right? we are not best friends.
We are not best friends.
No.
Captain Fatbelly over there, he was annoyed that they said, don't tell her she's coming. Like, no, why not? What's the difference if we're not getting told exactly when she's coming up, so it really doesn't matter that we know she's coming. We kind of wanted to know which show she was going to be on anyway.
I understand, because up to a certain point, pro wrestling had plenty of mystery. Like, I don't know what's next. We'll just have to wait and see. But now this is the sports entertainment side where it's like, no, this is the sports side,
right? Where
she is now considered a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
She had to have her title stripped because she was hurt, but they plan on moving her to another show anyway.
And you don't have to tell us exactly when. Just have these vignettes show
television.
up. Have
they
these
never say
spooky
when.
ass vignettes get more terrifying and more terrifying and more just the masks and stuff, just like that.
Yeah, just find masks in locker rooms backstage and stuff. Like, oh, what the hell is that? Ew.
Or you don't have to go that campy, but you know what I mean. But just
I had the same thought when Cena was just leaving his towel everywhere. Like, he's gonna go away for a little while. The next thing you know, people are gonna be like, oh, let me just get out of the show.
Speaking of Cena, that's probably the best part of Monday Night Raw right now.
Yeah.
Is John Cena just verbally assaulting Roman Reigns every week.
Then
Roman
controversial.
Just coming back with the same shit.
Yeah.
That's my problem is
that all gone.
I don't know whether they're intentionally making him do it like that. See, that's the weird thing too. Where you're sitting there, it's like, does he know he doesn't sound good? Is that what they're actually going for? Or are they just that clueless that they really don't understand that just let that guy say whatever the fuck he wants till he doesn't look like an idiot saying the same thing that 14 other people have said in the past to John Cena?
What was it this week? It was Hollywood this week, right?
Yeah, I'm like, Are you kidding me? Like, why are you even bringing that up? The Rock line was kind of funny.
It was.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be a complete asshole. That Rock chat was pretty funny. But then everything else John Cena says is just, oh, all right.
Everything else Roman says.
Just
it's just like, this again? All right.
It's like somebody just pulled their dick out and put it on the table, then you just had to deal with it.
Okay, drug test joke. How about that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, you're gonna come out with the same line that's been scripted for 4 other people. Well, here's a line that I'm making up now, something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of uncomfortable because you're like, man, is Roman actually burying himself?
Yeah.
Like, is this supposed to be like this?
I don't know. I if they're great, if they're actually doing it that way, kudos to them, because well done.
It just feels like, and we've said this before, especially when Bring It to the Table first came out, it feels like they're just making, feels like when they address stuff like that, break down that fourth wall, they're just making fun of, making fun of those nerds.
I don't know.
You don't care for it.
I want Roman just to say, fuck it. And it's the same thing that happened with John Cena and The Rock the first time, when they finally were going back and forth. Like, I kind of remember that Cena had to almost argue. It's like, let me go out there and back myself up, because if I just let The Rock come out here and do The Rock stuff, then it makes me look like a hot pile of garbage. He's
not the kind of guy to look like a hot pile of garbage and be okay with it.
Yeah, I was even saying when Roman had that great match, by the way, great match against Jason Jordan at the beginning of the show.
Absolutely.
We'll get into Jason Jordan in a second. But Roman Reigns should not give a fuck that Jason Jordan is in the ring with him. He should not care, because he's a nobody to him. He's a 2-time world champion, right? 3-time? 2-time? Doesn't matter. He's won it.
It's 2.
Don't matter. He's won it more than once.
Absolutely.
He has seen the top of the mountain.
Guy's making a ton of money. Who is you? Get out of here.
Get out of here, sir. So he should have that sort of swagger to him at all times, though. No, understand that, John Cena is John Cena, but I'm still going to have the swagger of, you don't belong here anymore. I just wish that he would... They got to find something different for the guy going up against John Cena to say.
That's the problem. That's the catch-22. Cena's been around for so long. It's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of the same. You're going to run out of ideas.
Right. I just don't know why the Hollywood thing hasn't been relevant for a while. The burying, and that's the great part too, is that John Cena right now has a counter to all of those dumb old smarky arguments.
Yeah.
Like all those smart arguments that Roman, and that's maybe probably what they're doing, is they're making Roman the smark.
Absolutely.
And John Cena is just the guy that's going, no, you're an idiot. Look at how great I've been for this. And we've had to sing his praises, because John Cena is as usual, since he's been back, and every time he's come back, you can pretty much, it's hard to argue that he's been nothing but positive every time he's on the screen for whoever's involved.
Just read the list of guys he put over this year.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura, put over.
Yeah. Oh, that was a thing that I saw online earlier. Think of for all of those guys that were bitching, or people that were bitching and moaning about, oh, you're not using Nakamura correctly, and look at how poorly he's being used. He has wins, and clean wins, over John Cena and Randy Orton in under a month.
Ta-da! Let's not forget, Hell in a Cell is officially Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Not in Hell in a Cell, though.
It's at Hell in a Cell.
It's at Hell
in a Cell. They did a great job telling their in Hell in a Cell story this week.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
But before we get to that, I said we were going to get to Jason Jordan. I kind of want to get to that too, because love Jason Jordan right now. Those 2 matches, 2 weeks in a row, are awfully big matches for a quote-unquote rookie to be getting. I thought he wasn't getting special treatment. I kind of want them to use that.
I really hope they do, because when was the last time you seen Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle on the same screen? The night they first announced that that he's my son. Yeah. And then there wasn't much after that.
Yeah, there hasn't really been any follow-up to it. But he's been getting these marquee-level matches. And he has been a part of a much bigger story 2 weeks in a row, and kind of been pretty awesome at it. So, I mean, you could say that's like, all right, well, you're obviously not on their level, but you can probably beat a whole hell of a lot of other people around here. Let's put him in some other stories.
Put him in some title match. Well, that's the thing. He hasn't been put in a bunch of title matches. Right. That's why I imagine you can go, you can't use.
Well, you can put him into the IC title picture, or even in the realm of the guys that should be vying for that. But I don't know who's vying for that title even anymore.
Yeah, it's just completely up in the air. I mean, a Miz TV segment with Enzo Amore.
Now, don't get me wrong. That Miz TV segment was positively wonderful. Like, the amount of shit talk that we've heard on both shows this week that cut real deep, real hard, and real fucking savage. And then the Miz, dude, it's been awesome for mic work this week. The Miz getting real tough on Enzo Amore, dropping those. That's why you get kicked out of locker rooms talk. Roman Reigns having a drug test line dropped on him. Kevin Owens headbutting Vince McMahon in the face after Vince says that he suspended Shane because he didn't finish the job. This has been a wonderful week again for pro wrestling. Vince McMahon took a headbutt the hard way.
He took a headbutt and a frog splash from a nearly 300-pound man. Good Lord, he's really
he is still
He's a
very,
tough son of a
very,
bitch.
very fit, very tough man. But that very, very fit, very, very tough man is over 70 years old. The one of the best tweets that I saw about that from @LanesTheName_. I am 100% sure Vince had to be talked out of taking the apron powerbomb.
Because I'm pretty sure he wanted it.
Oh, yeah. Or there was another great one.
An apron powerbomb's a little... just a regular powerbomb would have been great.
Yeah, a regular... I don't know. Like, you don't do that right if you're necking.
You don't do that with a 72-year-old man.
No, you don't.
It's not a good
Unless
idea.
you're like Jerry Lawler.
Who funny enough, wrestled over the weekend.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy. No pyro. What was the other thing? There was... Yeah, I don't know. It was great. There was another line about the power bomb or something saying like, "Oh, can you give me the? Would you just give me the power bomb already?" But yeah, you can go back and watch the replay of Vince taking the headbutt. You can see the hair like vibrate and shift backwards from how hard he gets hit. He gets a. Vince McMahon bled on TV for somebody. Let's not like overlook this. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Because we've seen some weird Vince segments. Like remember when he faked having a heart attack?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that got very uncomfortable. But then I think was that the one that also he got arrested with the mugshot? Was that the same night? Or that would think that was the one before that.
He faked a heart attack?
Yeah, you don't remember that one? I don't remember who was in it, but I remember him just going down on the mat, going like, oh, my chest hurts. This is like,
oh no, yeah, to try and get out of being arrested, right?
That's right, yeah.
Oh, it's so stupid.
But that's how you
great,
build
man.
for a Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah,
you
for
beat
sure.
up my father. I'm
My
coming
dad?
to kill you
Oh,
now.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, they should tear each other apart. And I, like I said, what did I say about a month or two ago when people were saying, "Oh, they're gonna do Shane versus Kevin"? Everybody was bitching. I'm like,
Yeah.
on paper, it doesn't sound great. I personally, at that point in time, I said. Even on this very show, I probably don't really feel that great about this. I don't necessarily want that.
Yeah, you were not super thrilled about AJ.
But or not AJ, Kevin
AJ
Owens
Shane
for
McMahon,
Shane. But I'm
even
like,
then.
but even then, but then I went, you know what? They did AJ versus Shane pretty well, and I got real excited for that. So let's see what happens. And look what happened. Vince McMahon bleeding at the end of Monday Night Raw, being carted off.
You witness.
We witnessed greatness.
You witnessed elderly abuse, and you loved every second
and
of it.
I loved every fucking second of it. I almost had a... Oh, no, I'll tell you what maybe did that a little bit is how happy and ecstatic I am that they're going with Dom Carmella.
Oof.
Are
As soon
you
as you
kidding
saw
me?
the collar, it's just like, oh my God, they're going with it.
I saw it on Twitter before I saw it on TV.
Yeah, you did? Oh,
because
shit.
I saw somebody's tweet. I'm like, I saw her skipping, and I saw the leash. I'm like, oh, they're doing it. They're doing it.
And then when asked about it, she just goes, "Oh, it's nothing. I'm the boss now." Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
There are men that pay good money for that.
A line that would just sign up for that anytime.
I have my limits, but I'm not against wearing that for a lady like that.
Yep, he is. Howard Farrell, pathetic, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, if you look like Carmella, I mean, there are certain things you just have to do sometimes, and that might be one of them. I'm not saying that there, like, again, there are limits. There are.
Who needs dignity?
Yeah, well,
if you're dating Carmella, who needs dignity?
anyway.
Yeah.
Before it gets too
after
creepy.
that really uncomfortable
Before it
segment.
gets too creepy.
Alrighty then.
We were going on a certain direction, Mr. Steer the ship over there.
I forgot what else happened on the show. There was a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match.
Oh, how great
for
was
the
that
titles.
tag team match?
Oh, boy.
I love everything that the Usos and the New Day are doing right now. Like, their series of matches have been absolutely wonderful. There's the amount...
Was it the chair attacks on Big E during the commercials?
Oh.
Between getting speared into the corner and then just the shots he took afterwards?
Mm-hmm. The Usos flipping around the kendo stick. I never thought just a simple thing of just passing a kendo stick from one person to another could look that cool. It really did. Just flipping it over, smash, smash, smash. Flip it over to that guy, smash, smash. Great. It was a great match. They built the brutal from every angle. Table spots. I thought the Usos were still going to win, but the New Day figured out a way to freaking pull it off.
Now, four-time tag team champions.
Four-time.
Who do they wrestle next?
They're going to have
Are they going to have another rematch probably at
I would assume at Hell in a Cell, right?
And then you think that's it? They're going to continue that further?
You can't keep it going too long. I mean, we always talk about match exhaustion. Like, you can only have the same two teams fight over a title for so long.
Quite often on Raw as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think at some point you have to split them up. But I figure you got at least one more match, right? One more.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like one more should be the blow off. And you got what, 4 weeks for that? As of now?
Yeah. It was October 8th, early October for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, so you got a couple of weeks for that. There's got plenty of time to finish the last part of that story if you do it right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been in some just fantastically good tag team wrestling matches. And then the up, down gear was pretty good.
I actually had a moment where I was like, I was talking to a friend about Francesca, and I was like, wait, it is Francesca, right? Francesca the second Turbo Edition. I think that's the third one, because the first one Chris Jericho broke.
Right.
The second one Xavier sacrificed to win the match.
Right.
And then when he introduced the third, I'm pretty
green.
sure he said Francesca the second Turbo.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So, anyway.
You're steering the ship
Yes.
this week.
I remember, what was that? I think was it this week or was it last week? I saw somebody was tweeting us about, I might have met a friend Josh again, about massive amount of tag teams in WWE that they're just completely not utilizing at all.
Yeah, go figure, huh?
Well, the reason why that it came up was because he goes, like, how different or cool would it be maybe that if WWE introduced a 6-man?
Nope.
They already have plenty of
Nope.
titles. They are the industry
Nope.
leader. If they don't have a 6-man,
Nope.
you really don't need
need
one
it.
for a wrestling show necessarily.
They don't need it. They already got too much stuff. I forgot who it was. I think that might have been Jamie I'd have to go look back at the tweet. But the 6-man thing got brought up because of how they use him in Ring of Honor and New Japan.
I don't see it, and I could tell you exactly why. And we almost brought this up when we were rewatching Raw. Is that I just don't think WWE in particular sees big money in tag team wrestling.
No, obviously they don't.
I mean, they'll do it. They'll do the 4-way ladder match at WrestleMania, but that's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's like they really don't care that much.
From a week to week basis, there's a lot of times that they don't feel like because they've got 3, 4, 5 other teams on both shows that they're not. Look, I'm saying if you can't fully utilize your show at all times anyway, don't add more to it. Adding more to it from the adding a new title doesn't help your current situation if you don't utilize what's already there. If you've got a very healthy tag division and then you still have people that can't figure out a way to get in, then add that.
That's what's really missing from 205 Live.
Yeah.
They keep doing these multi-man tag matches, but since they're just a bunch of singles guys, it's just the same thing over and over again. They just don't see any money in it. Where Ring of Honor, New Japan, it's more.
It's
more
a
the
part
meat,
of the show.
It's the meat and potatoes of their show, but they're so good at it. And
you have established
WWE
teams
can be just as good, but they don't.
But you also have in those other companies, these teams are established themselves as tag team competitors. They have tournaments for teams that exist full time, all the time, as mostly tag guys, and then they don't go into singles competition. So they kind of have their own section of the show cut out for that sort of thing. Where if you look at Monday Night Raw, tag segments just kind of fucking happen. And they're just kind of there. There's no real reason for being.
How long was that main event? Do you remember? 8 minutes?
It was short.
It was short as hell.
Everybody got on screen, but it was kind of like.
I honestly I didn't catch the end, but the only thing I'm really going to remember is Matt tripping in the ropes trying to pick up that pin. It looks like the referee just saw Matt in the corner of his eye. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that one, Corey. Whoops.
Ooh, boy.
I'm looking forward to that botchamania.
The U.S. title was fine. I didn't need to really talk about that other than AJ is still awesome. Jinder being Jinder. Jinder was weird this week, wasn't he?
It was purposely bad jokes.
Punjabi dad jokes.
It was purposely it was Vince McMahon jokes, because it was just like.
It was just weird, but I understand what they were doing.
Yeah.
Everybody should have just been doing. You know what you should have been doing during that segment?
What?
Boo!
There's plenty of moments where literally you could see Jinder's hands, just like, come on, man, give me some booze. You don't want to be champ Shinsuke. You'll hear USA chants all day.
That's all you should have been doing.
Come on!
Booing. That crowd should have just been booing the shit out of that segment because
it was weird at first. I had no idea
dumb.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these jokes are terrible.
And they were supposed to be.
Yes.
And you're only supposed to boo that man.
Boo the
You're
bad
not
guy.
supposed to like him. You obviously don't like him. Just keep booing him. It helps everything else out. And then when Shinsuke comes out to do something, you cheer the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, that guy's got terrible jokes. Knee him in the face.
Exactly.
Guess what? We'll give you this gold in exchange.
Yeah.
Only problem is it's attached to this belt, and yeah.
That's not exactly a problem.
You get cash, but you can't. You can't cash in that gold. Sorry.
I don't want to see this at the pawn shop.
Takes me back to when Dean had it. Our WWE champion is probably at a pawn shop somewhere, trying to get bail money.
I don't know.
How you doing?
So I'm doing great.
Doing over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm relaxing since I don't have to really take care of the show this week. Apparently.
Was there anything? Did we miss anything? Anything
I
on
don't
your
know.
mind about Monday, Tuesday? I pretty
I
much
only
covered.
just watched Monday Night Raw before we went on here from Hulu.
know.
So I mean, Braun Strowman is
Yes.
fucking incredible. Can we not? We'll close with the Universal title.
Like I'm not.
I love. First off, Braun this is how crazy we said it last week, but Braun Strowman did it again, and just picked up Brock Lesnar,
Threw him over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
like he was his luggage, like he was his luggage,
his laundry for the week. Just
like
dropped
he
him.
was nothing. Brock Lesnar is a massive mammal, and Braun Strowman said, "Nope."
come right up here. I said, offer the furniture.
Your daddy is here.
Daddy's
Daddy's
here to
home.
Daddy's
Oh,
here to pick you up.
The
from
"Who's
school.
your daddy" line deserved to get hit an ass beating. Like I thought the Miz was just never going to stop punching.
They cut something right after that. I noticed on the Hulu version. Enzo goes backstage, just all beaten up and stuff,
Right,
and
right.
the camera pans over, and it's Neville holding his championship,
Oh,
and he just
no.
goes, and just walks away.
Good. Still probably not watching too.
You got the beating. I mean, that's what you got to look forward to. No Mercy is him getting a freaking beating.
right.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Did you do it again? Oh, come on, get out of here, man. Oh, he's gonna break the show with his gas again. Oh God.
It's been a while.
Oh. Thought I can get away from everything.
Nope.
Thought I could enjoy my vacation, but no.
Yeah, you did enjoy your vacation.
I did enjoy my vacation.
You're not
I
on
just-
vacation
I
anymore.
was just in Atlanta instead of instead
Yeah,
of
we
Tampa.
just slight detour last
Yeah,
minute.
I was like, "Where's the beach?" Nowhere near
Nope.
it. Oh, that was another thing. I didn't realize it, but Saturday night, I was about 30 minutes away from AJ Styles.
Oh, you were. Why?
Yeah, the NWA Wild Side, which is obviously originally an NWA promotion from years back. Apparently, AJ Styles was an alumni, and they had
Cool.
they were advertising a reunion with like 50 people were showing up, but they didn't give you any names. And
Boo.
I only found out the next day on Twitter, like, oh, that would have been really cool. Shows up at the United States Championship because he lives about a half hour away from there.
Right. But back to Braun Strowman.
Mm.
I want Braun Strowman to win everything.
You see, I don't believe they're going to do it until I see it.
Yeah.
I'm totally on board for Braun Strowman winning, but just the fact that he's only been wrestling on that show for a few years. Such few years. You're going to put the entire company on him?
I don't think that title's that big of a deal, to be honest with you. Like Brock Lesnar's not put, the company's not on Brock Lesnar's back. Like that argument's fine if you're putting as much precedence on that, or what the word? Fucking yeah. if you're putting all the details and things that you really want somebody to go along with that title, like showing up and kissing babies and all that stuff, but they're not doing that right now because Brock Lesnar has it. So that argument to me doesn't really work.
Brock Lesnar is a completely different thing.
But
he's not an everyday guy. I don't think.
But I mean,
Braun
then you
is
can't use
everyday
that.
guy.
Then you can't use that argument for that title. Then
I'm just saying, I don't think Braun is that everyday guy yet. It's gonna I 100% believe he'll be winning it off of someone else.
Then who beats Brock?
Who beats Brock?
Like really, who beats Brock? If it's not Braun Strowman, who's just throwing people around, this is where I just kind of got to go with the story on this one. Like Brock, it's gonna be a great match.
Don't get me wrong.
But to me, I don't think Brock shouldn't win clean, right?
I would be a little disappointed if Brock won cleanly. It should be
like F5s him out of nowhere and that's it. I would hate that.
I would be much more comfortable with shenanigans.
Look what he did to John. First off, before we even get to the part where he dismantled Brock Lesnar, he dismantled John Cena in a pretty ridiculous match too.
And it didn't even end after the chair shot on the outside. They're like, no, let's keep this going.
The
referee's
steps.
being really lenient today.
Yeah, and he just throwing a 16-time world champion around the ring, again, like he's laundry. It's like, oh, I gotta take this out. Get out
John
of here.
tries to lift him up and
Yeah,
he just gets
yeah. And the fact that John Cena can lift up a man like Braun Strowman to his shoulders like that is a feat into itself. And I just want more. I just want this, Josh. Josh, this is all I want. I'm not finished with you. Your new Universal Champion
of the universe.
I'm down with it.
Oh, it totally is. I'll believe
but you know,
when I see it.
And it's not too much longer we have to wait because next week, Stone Cold Locks is back. So will Lola Bradbury at Lola_Bradbury. She will be joining us for. I think we're gonna have to do the whole episode as Stone Cold Locks next time because we're gonna have plenty to talk about. I feel like.
Hopefully, we got enough time to talk about Death Before Dishonors next week as well.
Oh, cool! Oh, we get 2 pay-per-views next week.
Yes.
All right, cool. So
we'll
talk.
You want to see Monaro
so we'll do like
versus Cody?
We'll do a half and half episode. We'll do a half Ring of Honor, half No Mercy Stone Cold Locks, and that'll be next week. Was there anything else that we needed to get to? I don't think we really needed anything else. I mean, we hit the Mae Young Classic. The Mae Young Classic was amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Check it.
Lots of shit talking.
Tons.
Vince McMahon gets busted open wide on TV the hard way in a fucking bananas ass segment. I'm assuming there was a lot of wasted space on Raw because the Hulu version was about a B or a C for my opinion. I mean, there were some really good segments like the freaking John Cena drug drop thing, the Miz. And all that, but it was a Raw at the end of the day.
Apparently, Bray Wyatt is going to have a man-to-man match at No Mercy. Let me just to further clarify.
What the fuck does that mean?
No demon. It's going to be a rock star. It's going to be rock star Finn Balor for some reason.
Sure.
I don't know why they had to, I don't know why they really had to put it that way, but okay, whatever. That's exactly why it was cut.
Sure.
Let's just have this little squash match with Goldust.
Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt
gave it to Bray right off the bat.
Side back burner thing doing. I don't know.
Besides the finish, Goldust gave it to Bray right off the bat.
Sure.
Essentially beating the crap out of him before taking the loss, but yeah, I was a little disappointed there. I was like, after that tease back at SummerSlam, I'm gonna be keeping my eyes open for my new star, and.
I didn't believe him back then.
Gotta wait like how many more months?
I didn't believe it back then.
You have to find it on YouTube,
right? Anyway. Anything else you got, Mr. Captain of the Ship this week?
Pound it into the sand. Let's steer this. I'll let you steer this right into the iceberg.
At the WHPC. On Twitter. Instagram. Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast. All of the things, listen to it, Podbean, all that stuff. But when you're listening, tell your friends. That's the most important thing. If you haven't left us a review, please do.
5 stars.
5-star
Comment.
reviews. Like, share, comment. Subscribe.
Stay tuned for Destruction this weekend.
Don't get eliminated!
Howie Farewell, Josh Rivera. We'll see you next week.
Statler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.
It's over!